South Africa, and across the region. And then there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you all to talk with one another and to share feedback with us. So without further ado, let me share my screen. I'm very proud of my slides. I think they're gorgeous. I hope you do too. All right, so oops, there we go. Actually, let me, first I have to minimize. There we go. The troubles of two windows. Here we go. Okay, so can you all see my slides? I am going to put them in presenter view, so just give me 1 second. Here we go. There we go, full screen mode. Now can you see my slides? Okay. All right, well, I am so proud to open this event today because this has been a long time coming. As you all know, we were supposed to be in South Africa doing a full Carpentry Con, but of course, the pandemic has presented many challenges. And so I am so proud of the organizing committee and Angelique for putting the work into bringing us together virtually. And just like Angelique was saying earlier, all of the countries, the nationalities, the diversity of perspectives that we have in this virtual room is just, it's giving me so much joy and so much pride. So thank you all so much for being here. It is my pleasure to say hello, welcome. We have so many representatives here from all over the globe. We didn't have enough room on the slide to put all of the different ways, all of the different translations for hello and welcome. So what I would love to see is in the chat, in however many languages you speak, if you could share how you would say hello or welcome. I would love to see all of those representative languages in the chat as well. And here are some of the languages that represent South Africa. Yes, I'm learning a lot today. We're gonna have to copy this chat over so that I can learn all of the languages. This is beautiful. Thank you so much. So again, I'm Carrie Jordan. My pronouns are she, her. And I wanna know who you are. So if you haven't already, go ahead and put your name, your pronouns, and where you're from in the chat. And I would love to just understand why you're here. Why did you come to CarpentryConnect South Africa? So why are we here? This is a fantastic question. How many virtual events have you been to in the past 2 years? Go ahead and tell us in the chat. And the reason I'm asking that question is because it is a privilege for me to address so many people. I know that virtual events have become exhausting for some, but for the Carpentries, it really has given us the opportunity to reach more people because so much of our infrastructure, our programming does depend on in-person workshops at universities and things like that. There are communities that we haven't been able to reach because of that model. However, because everything is virtual, we have people in the room right now who are from the Ukraine, who are from Nigeria, who are from all over the world, France, right? And so the fact that you chose to come to this event today to learn how you can build capacity, not only in Southern Africa, but across the continent and in your own communities, it means so much to me. Now, we first ran CarpentryConnect South Africa in 2018, and this event will build on the success of that event by offering instructor training so that we can have more workshops in South Africa. That is our goal, and across the region as well. So I want you to think about how you're going to build capacity over the next 2 weeks during CarpentryConnect so that you can not only meet new people, grow your skills, but truly thrive in this community with the values that Angelique was talking about earlier. So let's take a look at where we've been. If we're going to talk about the future for the carpentries in not only South Africa, but across the continent, it's important for us to know where we've been. So these statistics are from 2018 onward. We have run over 140 workshops, over 140 workshops across Africa. And in South Africa alone, 89 workshops. Now, is that surprising to you? Let me open up this chat so I can see what's going on. Does that surprise you at all that we've run so many workshops? And this is, again, just from 2018 onward. It surprised me so much. I had no idea. And I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of those instructors. We've had instructors not only from South Africa, but from all over the world who have taught workshops, especially those that were taught virtually. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Now, in terms of instructors across the continent by nationality, we have over 99 instructors across the African continent. And in South Africa, or with South African nationality, I should say, because they're living everywhere, 59 South African instructors. That is something that I am truly, truly proud of, because we cannot reach more learners with the skills that we teach and the perspectives that we have around data science if we don't have instructors who look like them, who sound like them, who have the same cultural background, right? And so it makes me so proud that we not only have 59 South African instructors, but over the next couple of weeks, we're running an instructor training during this CarpentryConnect so that we can grow our instructor pool across Africa even more. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Now, with every possibility, with all of the work that we've done across the continent, there have been challenges. And this is where I need your help. We have 38 people in the room, including myself. All of you have either attended a carpentry's workshop, helped at a workshop, taught a workshop, been part of a community building event. And I'm sure you've come up against some challenges. I would love for you to share those challenges in the Etherpad right now online. We're going to start on line 89. What have been your biggest challenges as a Carpentry's community member? Now, keep in mind, being a community member is not only teaching workshops, right? You could have helped develop a lesson, run a community discussion, served on a committee. There's so many ways that you can contribute as a Carpentry's community member. We want to know specifically from your perspective, whether you are currently living in Africa, whether you've taught workshops across the continent, in South Africa, what have been some of your biggest challenges? I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes and ask that you go ahead and share your challenges in the Etherpad. If you don't have access to the Etherpad, you can also share them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and go ahead and share with us verbally. We have about 2 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and start reading some of the challenges. One thing that I'm noticing is a common theme across some of the challenges is access, whether that be access to stable internet, access to the material that we develop collaboratively as an organization, access to attending workshops and things like that. So that's definitely something that we understand is a huge challenge, and hopefully later on in the presentation, I'll be able to share some of the things that we're doing as an organization to help support that. We have about 1 more minute. Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing some of these challenges. And I want you to know that this Etherpad will be archived, and all of the information that we're learning from you all today, we'll be taking it back among the core team to have a look, and again, just see what we can do as an organization to continue to support these challenges. Now, I would love to hear about the opportunities that you've taken advantage of being a Carpentry's community member. So again, around line 101, as a Carpentry's community member, share some of the advantages and the opportunities that you've taken advantage of. Now, the reason I'm asking this question is because many people and organizations know us for our workshops, but there are so many other ways that you can not only contribute, but learn, share, grow. And I'm not sure if those opportunities are as visible as our workshops are. So not to ask a leading question, maybe I just did, but if you could share any of the opportunities that you've taken advantage of as a Carpentry's community member in the Etherpad, I will give us 5 minutes for this as well. I see many people sharing that the information they learned in the workshop has helped them in their day-to-day work. For example, the spreadsheet lesson, using regex, regular expressions, has helped them in their day-to-day work. And that's the point of our workshop. So that makes me very, very happy. We have some new Carpentry's community members on the call today. And this is wonderful too, because they haven't necessarily had the opportunity to participate yet because they just got here, right? But now they're seeing from the rest of the community members all of the possibilities. One thing I'll say about that, when you're very excited about a new community, it can be tempting to jump in and do everything. So I want to encourage those new community members, bring your excitement, pick one or two things to get involved in. Don't burn yourselves out too quick, because if you ask me, I'm going to sign you up for everything. So take your time, learn all of the ways that you can get involved and contribute, and then find what works for you. We have 1 more minute for this exercise. Many of you are sharing that using collaborative tools has helped you not only as a community member, but also in your day-to-day work. And that makes me really happy too. I can't tell you how many how many people have asked me, can you help us figure out this Zoom thing? How do you collaborate as a remote team, right? So there are some transferable skills that you're hopefully using because of being a part of the Carpentry's community. Awesome. All right. This is fantastic. Let's keep going. So we've talked about where we've been primarily since 2018 and up until now, where we've been as a community in terms of the workshops, the way that we're building capacity across the region. We've heard from you about some of your challenges being a Carpentry's community member in Africa, and also some of the opportunities that you've been able to take advantage of being a Carpentry's community member. What I'd like to share now is a little bit about our commitment to capacitating South Africa and beyond from the core team perspective of the Carpentry's. We have had major milestones, and I have to take a moment to congratulate and just thank Angelique for her efforts as our regional consultant for Southern Africa. Having her as a member on the core team has brought so much knowledge and awareness to the Carpentry's as we're looking to build programs, grow our resources in the region. She has truly helped us to understand cultural context, to understand what works in regions, in the US or in Europe, other places, Australia, how to tweak those approaches so that they work in the Southern Africa and across African context. So I just have to pause and say thank you so much, Angelique. We have, because of her efforts in working with our core team, first of all, we have funding for this event, which is huge. Angelique wrote a grant through Code for Science and Society's event fund, and we were able to fund this event and offer data for African instructors and community members to attend the workshops and instructor training. So thank you so much for writing that grant, and thank you to Code for Science and Society as well. We've hosted workshops throughout the pandemic. This is a huge accomplishment because many institutions didn't know what to do with virtual learning. And we were able to switch our programming, offer teaching tips for online, work with instructors to truly learn what's working and what's not working. And we have run workshops across Africa through COVID. That's a huge accomplishment. We're continuing to broaden our reach. I showed you all of the nationalities that we have represented across the continent, all of the workshops that we've been able to teach, and we are not stopping. We're going to continue pushing to reach more community members across the continent. We have such supportive, and I didn't list them all, but I listed 2 of the South African member organizations that we work extremely closely with, Satellar and the Northwest University. And those partnerships have helped us reach more learners, especially in the humanities and social sciences. We've hosted 4 instructor training events. Remember, the more instructor training that we're able to run, the more workshops we'll be able to teach, because we'll have more instructors. And it just makes me so proud to know that we've been able to run 4 events, and hopefully we're working towards getting those attendees checked out so that they can teach workshops. And of course, if you are not familiar with Glossario, this is our glossary of terms, tons of languages. It's community contributed. Angelique, if you could put a link to that in the chat really quick, to Glossario. And we have so many languages represented across the continent. So these are just some of the key accomplishments that I wanted to share with you all today. And like I said, we're not stopping. There are so many things that we want to do in order to address some of the challenges that you've shared with us in the chat today. One that we have coming up very soon is our sponsored instructor training. This is an opportunity where we are prioritizing providing seats for instructor training to instructors or potential instructors who are in Southern Africa. We want to provide resources and provide opportunities to those who may not be able to attend an instructor training because maybe your institution does not have a Carpentry's membership. So we're going to be prioritizing those seats, a portion of those seats, for instructors who are in South Africa. Also providing memberships for under-resourced institutions. There's a couple of grants that we're working on that will provide free memberships for institutions who are ready to be involved with the Carpentries, but maybe they don't have the funding to pay for a membership. And so we'll be announcing that effort next year. Angelique has worked on a focus group with our African instructors. You all have monthly calls. I've only been able to attend one. I'm coming to another one. It's really early, but I'm gonna wake up. So during the African instructors meetings, she has been able to use focus groups as a way to learn kind of what we're doing today, learn more about the challenges, the opportunities that you all are having. And with that information, she'll be developing an African instructors committee, a committee that will be focused on capacitating South Africa, across Africa, and helping us build the Carpentries community in the region. So look forward to that. Our growth in West and East Africa. Like I said, what we learned in one region, we are going to continue to build out so that we can support all of the regions across the continent. And the way we do that is through meetings like this, where we hear from you, understand what your challenges are, and develop solutions with you and not just for you. We need to do it collaboratively. And lastly, I mentioned this before, but hosting workshops specifically for the humanities and social sciences. We understand that some of our lessons, we have so many lessons. We're even working on lessons on intro computer skills, right? Because sometimes that's a barrier, even though our workshops are for novices. If you're not extremely familiar with how to operate a computer, for example, that can also be a barrier. So we're working with institutions like Satellar to offer more specialized workshops. Now, we have talked, well, it's actually me. I have talked a lot in the past 35 minutes about what we're doing in South Africa, what we're doing across the continent, and where we're headed. What I'd like to do now is to place us into breakout groups for about 15 minutes so that you all can discuss together with all of the information that you've learned today, the opportunities that you're going to take part of. What is one strategy that you'll use during CarpentryConnect to get more involved or to contribute to the organization? So what I'm going to do is stop sharing my screen, and Angelique is going to put us in some breakout groups. And we have 43 people. So how many breakout groups are we going to do? You there, Angelique?
Angelique told me your computer froze, so I'm going to take over hosting and create the breakout room. Just bear with me 1 minute.
No problem. Thank you. While Francois is working on the breakout groups, are there any questions I can answer? We will have questions. We will have time for questions at the end as well when we come back from the breakout groups. But are there any questions that I can answer right now for you all? Awesome. Okay. And the breakout group question is in the Etherpad on line 129. Share one strategy you'll use during CarpentryConnect South Africa to get more involved and contribute to the carpentries. And I am going to ask that you select someone from your group to report back to the main room. So keep that in mind as well. Francois, you still working on the breakout groups, right?
Yeah, I'm having trouble claiming host, unfortunately.
Okay. Let me see. Let me do it. Let me see.
Transfer me hosts if you can, Carrie, or add me as a co-host.
Yes, I can actually assign the rooms. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and assign them. So we'll be in groups of 5. And if you could discuss your strategies, add some notes in the Etherpad, and remember to choose someone who will be the report out person for you as well. All right, here we go. Welcome back. We're going to wait for the rest of the group to come back, and we're going to start with room 1. So representative from room 1, if you can get ready to share your strategies. Welcome back, everybody. Do we have a Yared? Hi. Are you representing room 1? You're muted. I'll unmute you.
We have been talking and knowing one another, and it's really interesting to have you on board. I'm very happy to see you again here.
I'm happy to see you too. Yadek took my instructor training in Addis Ababa. Yes. It was amazing. I drank a lot of coffee. It was so
good to know that.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. So we're going to do our report outs now. I would love to hear what went on in these rooms. I was only able to jump into 1 or 2 of them. Room one, do we have a representative from room one who wants to share very briefly, because we only have about 13 minutes, what they talked about.
I think Jared can do it for us. We just wrote it down, so please go ahead, Jared.
Unmute yourself, Jared. Yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm very happy to see you here on board. Like I said earlier, and in the room one we have we knew each other, and we have got to introduce some of the tools that we have been using in Carpentry to Andrew, because Andrew is a new face here, and also we have given him some sort of a device in which he can engage in the carpentries more, and also not only for his personal development, but also to engage others in the carpentry community, because I personally have benefited a lot from the carpentries, and they have touched my life, and it has been not the same since then. I have the skills to network with people. I now have the skills to entertain my ideas in a way like I can touch the others as well. And I'm very happy. And we have just introduced to Andrew about the tools and the strategies in which he can engage more on the carpentries for his personal development as well as for the community development.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna skip over to room 8. Room 8 representative.
From 1 straight to 8. Okay, my name is Victor, and I'm speaking on behalf of room 8. So basically, we talked about one of the strategies that we talked about was we try as much as possible to connect with others so that we can see how we can how will I say it? Share the benefits that we'll get from the carpentries. And secondly, we're going to organize or teach a few carpentries locally within our various departments.
Beautiful. I can't wait to hear more about the workshops that you're organizing. Thank you.
Personally, I'm actually thinking about that because this is actually the second workshop that I'm attending, the second carpentry workshop that I'm attending, and it's not really so popular at our end over here within our consortium. So I was actually seeing this as a very huge opportunity for us in Ghana.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you too.
Now, if we can have room 4.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Let's just switch on my video. Okay, hi, I am Zine Sapula from Mpumalanga in South Africa. I'm a librarian. So in our group, we talk about the strategies that we want to take out from this community, from this CarpentryConnect, and the strategies that we already know that we shared with our people from our group. So we had colleagues that are still new, who just joined this carpentry. They know nothing about the carpentries. So they indicated that they want to learn more. So that's why they are here. So after learning more, then we'll hear from them what is it that they want to do with the knowledge that they will gain from here. So we also shared that we have a knowledge of Open Refine. A colleague from India indicated that he's using Open Refine a lot when it comes to data handling and cleaning up the messy data. So it is a very useful tool for that. And we also shared that we use a lot Excel spreadsheet in organizing data because it is very difficult to analyze the data that is not organized. So you cannot even do anything on R or any other statistical software if your data is missing. So we shared those with our colleagues in our group. So we are looking forward to be part of this community and to learn more and to connect with everybody who is here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I loved hearing about what your group shared. Thank you so much. We have group 7 next.
Thank you very much. My name is Fabrice from Rwanda. We have tried to discuss about different strategies like to collaborate with other carpentries members so that we expand our line of network skills. Second thing is like to start looking different funding alternatives to be able to organize more of the workshops. So then another thing we said, it's better to share skills between us. If you are strong, let's say in R, you share with us. If you are strong in Python, you share with us. Thank you so much.
You're absolutely right. Thank you. Next, we have group 2.
Hi, I'll speak on behalf of Group 2. I'm Sarah. I'm in Cape Town, South Africa. We had a nice mixture of people who were new to the carpentries and some of us who have been around for a little bit longer. So it's nice getting different perspectives. Everyone was really excited about networking and meeting new people from Africa and learning about like similar challenges and similar successes. One of our members from Kenya is interested in contributing to Glossario with Kiswahili and helping out as an instructor for the first time at some of the workshops this week and next week. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sarah. Next, we have group 6.
Hi, everyone. My name is Masibidi Sitaka from South Africa, and my team and I discussed ways into which we would need to increase sponsorship, because there was the realization that data in South Africa is quite expensive, and it would really be nice if we continue sponsoring people with internet connections. And we also raised the issue of institutions being a bit skeptical about investing in the carpentries. I think that is why now the whole idea of now having that continuous base of support. And also, we mentioned South Africa with our load shedding problems. That is also something that is problematic, but something that we do not have control over. But if we at least know that we've got the sponsorship on the side, then we know that at least some part has been covered by the carpentries, and some other things then are things that we do not have control over. But another idea that also that also came forth was the idea of having champions. I think Angelique and some of the organizing committee can attest to that. Sometimes we try and look for people to engage with at the various universities, but it's quite difficult. So I think one of the strategies to actually try and make sure that the carpentries is known in South African institutions is to make sure that we have a strong base of champions at the different universities. Thank you.
Thank you. I love those ideas. I love those ideas. We have group 3 next.
Okay, I guess I can summarize. So my name is Benson. I'm in Nairobi, and we have people who will be helping with some of the workshops. And so a number of us also attend networking sessions just to collaborate with others. Some of us are new, and so still learning a lot about the community and attending a workshop. and some are still looking for workshops that will suit their needs. So we hope they get something from this. And I guess one other thing we learned was that the websites are really helpful for people to get information. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. And last, we have group 5.
Guess who's back, just on another screen. Hi, everyone. Yeah, that's what we learn in South Africa. When things go wrong, we make a plan and we go with it, right? So I'm going to echo what Vincent said. We have some very established community members in our group, but very new. We had an organizing committee member who's been here at the Carpentries longer than I have, instructor, trainer, discussion host, coordination, showing us, the way ahead, and so grateful for the insight and the value they bring to the Carpentries. All the way from the Netherlands, we had a group member who would like to start a community right there, and I will connect them with the right people after this call. And this is what makes this absolutely amazing. We can connect people, right? Very interesting that in the same call, we had 2 of us being taught by someone else in the group. So what is that chance? I want to say peer trainer, supporter, and this is what makes the Carpentries. And I said Ubuntu, and I'm going to say it again. It really is Ubuntu. It's like I am because the other people support me so much. So yeah, thank you so much, Carrie.
Thank you. And I think I got through all of the groups, and in perfect timing, because we have 2 minutes left, and we have to end on time so that you all can get on with the rest of your day. Can you all see my slides? Can you see the beautiful faces of our organizing committee?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I want to thank you all so much. Thank you to the organizing committee, to Code for Science and Society's Event Fund for sponsoring this event, and thank you all so much for attending the opening remarks. It has been a pleasure. I want to continue to encourage you to reach out, network, get contact information for the people that you want to build with, and take advantage of all this event has to offer. I will pass it back over to you, Angelique, to close us out.
Thank you so much, Carrie. Right. Thank you, everyone. This has been a great event. And Carrie, thank you just for bringing the message from the Carpentries to the continent. It's just amazing. And I would like to also thank the organizing committee members again from my end. Without your help, this event was definitely not possible. We are having a networking event tomorrow, same time, different Zoom room. So please go to carpentryconnect.co.za or .org, I think. Carrie, maybe you can just share it for me in the link in the chat. We are going to be playing some online games. Super, super excited. Sarah Schaefer, myself from the University of the Western Cape, we're going to be co-hosting with me. I also want to invite you to join our mailing list in line 30 in the Etherpad. You will never stay behind, not know anything if you join the mailing list. Yeah, Carrie, that is all from me. I am so excited for what the rest of these 2 weeks hold. I want to thank you once again for joining, and Carrie for this great address. It's typical Carpentries fashion, and I love every second of it. It is on the dot, 3 p.m. in Johannesburg, South Africa. So I'm going to sign off. Wherever you are in the world, enjoy the rest of your day. Please stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.